Well, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa, aka Yo Yarn Girl, and I'm just here with a quick update on the sock knit along that we are going to have using the pattern just released by Barbara Noelko of Knitting I Love called Just Love Socks. And I'll quickly show you a picture of the pattern. It's a lace pattern, and if you haven't purchased your pattern, you want to go over and do that. She had a coupon just for a couple of days. This was released on Valentine's Day, my son's birthday, and we are going to start this knit along on my birthday, February 27th, and we're going to end it on March 28th, my husband's birthday. Lots of birthdays and love to go around. Couldn't be a better name for a pattern for this knit along as Just Love Socks, as I'm here to spread love through my knitting journey with all of you. Joy and love is really what I'm about. And, you know, if it's bringing you joy, if it's spreading love, you know, I want to be a part of it. So I'm super excited about this. I will have a Ravelry thread. I'll have two Ravelry threads, a finished object and a chatter. And then we'll also have a hashtag over on Instagram. And that hashtag is going to be Just Love Cal. If for whatever reason I have to change that, I'll update over on Instagram, but that's the hashtag that I'd like to go with right now is Just Love Cal. And I will make sure that I'm pretty active over on Instagram, but I'm becoming more active in Ravelry. So I'll make sure that I'm looking at that thread at least once a day, maybe twice or three times a day. I do get updates sent to me. So, you know, if something's happening over on Ravelry, and I will make sure that I'm checking that as often as I can. There will be prizes, and I hope to have, well, I'll do prizes in the chatter, and I'll also do prizes in the finished object thread. So the finished object thread, obviously the prize will be pulled towards the end of the knit along, and I may do one in the middle just because, but right now the thought is the chatter thread will be done at the end, and then I will be pulling probably in the middle or the finished object will be done at the end. The chatter, I'll pull one maybe in the middle, same with Instagram. If you are not on Instagram or Ravelry, please make sure that you send me an email because I want to make sure that you can get entered for the prizes, and that would be at yoyarngirl@gmail.com. If you are not following me over on Instagram and you want to join us over on Instagram, I am yo_yarngirl over on Instagram. And then on Ravelry, I'm yarngirl67. And I'll link all of this below so that you will have all that information for you. So it's easy for you to access. I am going to be using the seam-free rounded toe sock recipe by Lynn Ashton, and that's a rounded toe, just as it says, toe up. This is a toe up constructed sock, team cuff down. However, I'm hoping that a lot of you, if you haven't done toe up socks, that you're going to join in, and you're learning something new, and we can learn together. I can tell you there's going to be tons of people that will be over in the Ravelry thread that will be sharing a lot of information and will be very helpful. I'm hoping that Peggy will jump into that the chatter thread over on Ravelry, and I know that Peggy Bork, hi Peggy, she and I have become friendly. We met through Ravelry in a group with Carla Knits, and she actually, I believe, test knit this sock for Barbara. So, and again, I know she's a prolific sock knitter, so really good, and would be a really good, a huge wealth of knowledge. So, you know, I'm sure she'll be very happy to help with any questions that you have. And then post your questions. If it's something I can't answer, I will definitely reach out and get an answer, and I will post that either on Instagram or in the Ravelry chatter thread. So anyways, the Lynn Ashton uses the Turkish cast on. So I'm going to put a little segment in here that shows, kind of demonstrates the Turkish cast on. I by no means am a fantastic Turkish cast on person. But there's several videos out there that have, like Jana of Pearl Together, and I think I linked her in my episode 15. I will link her below. Barbara has a link in her pattern for her basic toe-up sock video, which does the Judy's Magic cast-on. I'm deciding I'm going to use the Turkish, and I'm not going to try to demonstrate Judy's Magic cast-on. Neither one am I great at, but I think I can get through the Turkish cast-on. I could get through both probably, but I'm going to, since I'm using the Turkish cast-on, that's what I've chosen to kind of do a video on, just to have that out there. But I'm going to link a lot of tutorials in this video so that you can go and access that. But Barbara has her own links in her pattern that are helpful tips for some things that we'll be using in this pattern. It's a lace pattern, so just, so if there's anyone out there that lace is just not something that you want to, you don't do lace and you're not willing to learn it this time, this probably would not be the knit along for you. But I would encourage you to jump into this knit along if you haven't done lace, because there's going to be so many of us out there doing it that we can help each other through the process. So I'm really excited about that, and I hope that you're excited as well. So I will I'm going to go ahead and link the Turkish cast-on video that I'm putting together. And again, I'm not a professional, so I'm just kind of doing this, as I would do it. And I'm hoping that that is helpful for all of you. If you have any questions or any suggestions for the knit along, please link it below, or you can reach out to me through my private message over on Instagram, or you can email me. Again, that's yoyarngirl@gmail.com. Also, I want to say, because I have a couple of giveaways that I announced in my episode 15, and then of course this is going to have giveaways as well. I do not post anything in the YouTube comments. All I will do is I will announce on my, either on my podcast or over on Instagram who the winner is, but I won't link any of that. So you will have to email me, or you will have to private message me in order for me to reach out to you to get your information. But none of that's going to be posted in a comment thread anywhere. So just so you're aware, I know there's a lot of scammers out there right now. I actually was scammed by someone for somebody else's video saying I was a winner. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there. That's not how I will be doing it. I will announce the winner on either a full episode podcast, or I will do an update podcast and say, hey, you're the winner. And then you will have to reach out to me via email or via Instagram through private message so that we can settle up on prizes. So just wanted to put that out there. So without further ado, I'm going to pop in the video of the Turkish cast-on. Okay, so we are going to get started with the Turkish cast-on. And the first thing you want to do is you're going to have to make a little slip knot. You don't need much of a tail for a toe-up sock. And so you're going to wrap your yarn around your fingers here and pull that tail through to form that slip knot. You're then going to take your needles, and you are going to put that slip knot is going to go on the top needle. So you're going to put that on the top needle, and then I always just pull that, pull on there to tighten that up. And then we are going to begin to start with the Turkish cast-on. And you are going to be wrapping the needle with half the amount of stitches that you are going to be starting with, which is 28 for the Lynn Ashton recipe. So I am going to be wrapping 14 times. Now we are putting this slip knot on here, which we are not, that is not a stitch, and we're not going to be using that, and I will address that as we get to it. You want to have your needles pointing to the left. You kind of just want to hold that tail out of the way with your right hand, and then you are going to wrap coming from the back and over, not over, you're going to go under. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we've got 14 stitches on here, and you always want to double count just so you make sure that you did get your 14 on there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. And then you are going to take your needles, and you're not going to turn them, but you're actually going to flip them over. And you will just kind of hold your working yarn out of the way to the back, and you are going to pull your bottom needle out, and you will just start knitting across those stitches. So we're going to pull our bottom needle along, and you are going to start knitting. So there's one. It's a little bit fiddly, but not horrible. Just kind of keep everything, you know, tight together there, and kind of tug up on that. Not too, you know, you don't want to strangle it, but you want to make sure that you have a little bit of tension there. And I'm going to do this in real time across both needles, just so that you're able to see it, and it's opposed to just speeding up towards the end. Okay. And just kind of go in. And I don't normally use this needle for sock knitting because the cords are not super flexible, but today this is the one I had available, and for just the sake of time and not trying to go look through all my needles, I grabbed these and we are good to go. So we are coming up to the last stitch here, and we are going to knit that one. And sorry about that, I got my pencil. And you are now going to, there's that slip knot, and you're going to flip your needles again. And sorry, I was a little bit off camera. You're going to push that top needle back in. And now we have that slip knot here. And we are going to just slip that off because we no longer need that. So you're going to just slip that slip knot off. Just let it kind of hang. And then we are going to again pull our bottom needle long, and we are going to knit across the top 14 stitches. And I'm sorry because I have that, I've got my needle, my thread, my yarn twisted, I think, through there. So I'm gonna just pop that over, and we're gonna knit across the next 14. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 13, and 14. So we have now knit across our 28 stitches, 14 on each needle, and you are gonna flip your needles again, and you are gonna get your yarn in, or your needles in position to begin your increases. So I will have to, you don't want to have your yarn through there, but I'll straighten that out. But that's the Turkish cast on. So it's just that simple. And you see we're forming a little bitty, nice, neat little toe there. And you will go ahead and do your increases however your pattern is suggesting for that. For the Lynn Ashton, she does a make one. And I know for Barbara Nwelkel's pattern, and she links a tutorial in there for her basic toe-up socks. She uses Judy's Magic Cast On, and she uses a yarn over increase, I believe, or she does a knit front and back. But all that's explained in the pattern, and if you do toe up and you've got a different method that you would like to use, obviously you can do that for your increases, and then you would start out with the pattern. But there you go for the Turkish cast on. I'm happy to do a demo on the increases. The way that Lynn Ashton does hers if you're interested in that. This was really more about the Turkish cast on for me. So if you are interested, just comment below and I'm happy to put together a quick tutorial just to get through the toe, and we can try and get through the toe together. But until next time, happy making, folks. Hope you're joining us for the cowl.